Hi everyone, Cobweb Rose here, and I'm here to bring you the third installment and probably the last one before I get on trail of our Trail Chef series. This isn't necessarily something that I've entirely come up with myself. It's actually just more of rehydrating a mix, but then I came up with the icing myself. So for all of you who have a little bit of a sweet tooth, here is how to make some cinnamon biscuits with icing on trail. Okay, so we're gonna start by making the biscuit mix. So this is some Atkinson's cinnamon flake biscuit mix with buttermilk already added. This was a gift my mom gave me that she found at a country store over near Boone, North Carolina. So I am taking a 1/4 cup of this biscuit mix, and this will make you 1 trail biscuit. So if you want more, if you have more of a sweet tooth, or you're willing to run more fuel to cook a little bit longer, double this or triple it or quadruple it, however many biscuits you were feeling. Now you can make this without protein powder in it, but because I'm gonna be needing more protein when I'm on trail, I'm gonna use some of my TrueFit RSP protein powder to go in it. This is the vanilla flavored, but really you could probably use any flavor you wanted as long as it actually went with cinnamon. The scoop that they give you is unnecessarily massive for this, so I am just doing a small half a scoop, which should be about 1/8 of a cup, a little bit more. And then that is your biscuit mix. Now when you make this on trail, what you're gonna wanna do is put in just enough water and knead it until you get the right consistency. So I'm gonna add some water right now and show you what consistency you should be looking for. Okay, so that's about the consistency that we're looking for. So any drier than that and you're gonna get biscuit powder all over your pan, and any wetter than that means you're gonna have a much harder time cooking it when it's time to cook your biscuit. So let's get set up to go ahead and cook our biscuit. Now you do not want this stove on high. So when you turn your propane on, turn on enough just to light it, and then go ahead and dial that baby way back. I am using the frying pan top section of my Snow Peak set. I'm adding some olive oil, and you just want to coat the bottom of your pan with the olive oil. It does not take this long to get heated up, so as soon as you put your olive oil in, go ahead and get your biscuit mix, and it's easiest if you try to squeeze it all the way to one side of the bag. That way you're not left with heavy biscuit mix weighing down your trash bag. And you'll go ahead and squeeze your biscuit mix down into your pan. And guys, you do not want a thick biscuit. You want this to be as thin as possible so that it actually cooks. And like I said, do your best to try and get all of that sticky biscuit mix out of your bag, or it's gonna end up being really heavy because now it is biscuit mix with water in it instead of just biscuit mix. Since it's gonna get thrown away anyway, and I don't wanna get all of my kitchen utensils messy, I usually will use the bag to try and squish my biscuit mix down. You can see it in the pan there. Now once that has started cooking, go ahead and cover it either with aluminum foil or with just the bottom part of your pot. And you wanna set a timer for 2 minutes on your phone. I'm gonna use the microwave since I'm at home. And now we wait. I just wanted to show you guys the burn pattern of my stove. It is not up high at all. Okay, so my timer just went off. So I'm gonna take my lid, quote unquote, off the pan. And you can see my biscuit has actually puffed up a good bit. I'm just gonna use this metal spoon because it's the closest thing I have to my titanium fork. And you want to go ahead and scrape it off the bottom of the pan with your camp utensil. Try to get it all in one piece if you can. If you have a little bit more olive oil to spare, I would recommend you add a little bit more to the bottom of the pan before you flip your biscuit. And put it back on the fire. If you have a thicker biscuit, you're gonna wanna set another 2-minute timer. If you have a very thin biscuit, set a 1-minute timer and check after that timer goes off to see if your biscuit is done yet. Okay, so my timer just went off again, so it's time to check and see if our biscuit is done. All right, so the biscuit is done. As long as the middle portion is done, which I usually test by just like pulling up a little edge of it, then you are good to eat your biscuit. Now, the outside might be a little bit more done than what you'd like, but honestly, the crispy edges to me are the best part of this biscuit. We're also gonna make it even better by adding some icing. Okay, so in order to make our icing for our biscuit, you'll want to grab another either like sandwich size bag or a vacuum size bag that you've cut, and we're going to add 1 teaspoon of powdered milk, 1/2 teaspoon of butter powder, and 3 teaspoons of powdered sugar. All you have to do to rehydrate this icing is literally add a splash of water and shake the bag around. Let me just shake it up. And it is gonna be liquidy, that is just fine. If you want it less liquidy, put like a drop of water in the bag. Now, if you have your biscuit from earlier, I would break it up into some chunks, which to be fair, it'll probably be in chunks anyway by the time you scrape it off the bottom of your pan. And I add it directly to the icing bag because this is way less mess. It's a lot cleaner to just lick off your spoon or your fork in camp than it is to dump icing in your fry pan at camp. And if you want to try and get icing on some of the top pieces, just kind of fold down the edge of your bag and turn it upside down and give it a little shake. Now you have a cinnamon flake biscuit with protein powder that has icing. It's really good. It's like a cinnamon roll. If you guys are raisin people, feel free to add some raisins to this pack as well. Hope you enjoy.